Hi, this is your practice for our March theme, Shifting Gears, and you'll need a block for this practice or a really large tome-sized book. Let's go ahead and start in a seated position, hands on the knees. Close your eyes and allow your breath to slow. Notice sounds that are outside your body, seeing how many different sounds your ears can hear. And then drawing inward, notice sounds inside your body. Beginning to draw your awareness within. Noticing sensations. The easy rise and fall of your breath. With your next inhale, feel your body begin to elongate like you're creating space between each set of vertebrae. And with your exhale, feel your sit bones nestle down into the surface beneath you. Keeping the length that you've created on your inhale. Just adding some grounding on the exhales. Letting all the thoughts about to-do lists or drama or anything, worrying about the past or the future, all that's going on in your head, with each exhale, begin to let it go. And then when you're ready, allow your eyes to open. And inhale and bring your arms overhead, interlace the fingers and flip the palms. Drop the shoulders from the ears. And in keeping with our theme this month around shifting gears and changing our ruts and our patterns, getting out of our ruts and changing our patterns, let's go ahead and switch the way we've interlaced our fingers. So you can feel one of your pinkies is on the far outside. Go ahead and switch them so that the opposite pinky is now on the outside. It's going to feel a little odd, which is great. Continue that lengthening. Feel that balance, that the arms are lengthening even as the shoulders drop. And then on an exhale, let's come to the right. Sink that left sit bone heavily into the mat or the surface beneath you. Ears are in line with your upper arms. And inhale up, exhale, come to the other side. And inhale up. Now go ahead and separate the hands, and without worrying about keeping the shoulders down from the ears, just reach up. Sink the sit bones in the mat and then just see how high you can reach your fingertips towards the sky. Keep reaching. Draw the shoulder blades up. And exhale. Bring palms to heart. On your next inhale, reach your arms straight out like you're a mime in a box, pushing the edges of your box. Press with this pad at the bottom of your hand, kind of with the bottom of the wrist there. Press, press, press. And then exhale, turn the fingers to face downward. Press with that pad of your hand. Bring your arms straight in front, fingers are facing down, pressing through the wrists. Press the front of your mime box. And as you exhale, give yourself a hug, right arm under left. Drop the shoulders, drop the chin. Inhale, reach the arms straight out to the side. And exhale, left arm under right. Drop the chin, give yourself a hug. Protract the shoulder blades on the back. And inhale, arms come straight out. And exhale, hands to your knees. Let's do a little bit of circles with our upper body. Start either direction and just use your whole upper body to make some circles. We're warming up the body for meditation. Go ahead and switch directions. Or if you're not going to follow this with your yoga nidra, you're just doing a nice short yoga practice to rejuvenate the body. And when that feels complete, like you've done an equal number to both sides, go ahead and pause here. Front of the mat in a tabletop position. Bring your knees underneath your hips, curl the toes under, wrists are underneath the shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, press up and back into downward facing dog. Press long through the arms, create as much length as you can, and then nestle the top of the humerus bone into the armpit with a subtle internal rotation. Long through the legs, bringing those sit bones high, 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 and feeling the balance there too. The legs are long, but you feel a nice grounding as the femurs nestle into the hip socket. Head is in line with the arms, the ears draw down from the shoulders. And then exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Let your head hang heavy. You need to bend the knees a little or a lot. Do so. And then really bend into the knees as you reach your arms shoulder distance apart in front of you, coming all the way up. Bring palms to touch. And exhale, draw joined hands down the body as you come back into a forward fold, hips rocking over the heels. Inhale, come in to your halfway lift. Pull your ribs away from your hips. And exhale, draw your belly button towards your spine as you deeply fold. Take a long step back with the right foot. Bring your left knee over your left ankle. And find that back leg fully extended. Keep walking it back if you need to. And then let's drop the knee to the mat. Keep the toes curled under. If you need a blanket under your knee, you can, or you can take your mat and just bring it vertically and kind of double it over that way if you need a little more padding under the knee. As you inhale, let's reach the arms shoulder distance apart like you're reaching up with a beach ball and lifting it towards the sky. Come into as much of a heart opener here as you can. Look up. Draw from the pelvic bone all the way up to the base of the throat, like a long string. Tug it up. And exhale, bring your hands down on the inside of that front foot and walk that left foot just a little more out towards the outside of your mat. Bring your right hand off to the floor outside your mat. If you're not using a mat, just bring it out about a foot. Draw the back knee up off the mat, press the thigh towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep inhale, creating that length in the spine, the space between each set of vertebra. And then as you exhale, twist to the left. As you reach the left arm up, bring the left shoulder back. If you can come even a little more, reaching towards the ceiling with your heart. Lift that back knee on that back right knee on. And exhale. Bring your left hand down, walk that right hand in. Drop the knee again to the mat, drop the toenails to the mat. Coming into more of a yin version of dragon, take a nice deep inhale and then let the knees melt one from another. When you look at me or you look at your own physical body, you may not see a lot of difference, but you should really feel a difference energetically as you melt into the pelvic floor, into the inner thighs, into the top, into the quads of the back leg. Take a few breaths here, really visualizing and feeling your body soften. And then go ahead and curl the back toes under. Walk this left foot between the hands. Press off on that back leg and lift this left leg high behind you. Little toe is pointing towards the mat. Bend the knee, take a nice deep inhale, create length. Exhale, look under your left armpit as you twist and turn towards the left. And squeeze that left heel towards your glutes. Sink the right heel towards the earth. Inhale, bring that leg straight back out again. Foot is flexed. And exhale, bring it to the mat. Come into a full down dog. Create some length. And as you exhale, walk your feet back to the front of your mat. Hang the head heavy. Inhale, reach the arms in front of you, bend the knees a bit. Come all the way up with your imaginary beach ball. And exhale, bring joined palms down the front of the body, all the way to the earth. Find an inhale, come to a halfway lift. Again, the ribs are reaching away from the hips. Exhale, deeply fold, tuck the belly towards the spine, come all the way down. Plant the hands and take a long step back with the left foot. Draw that left knee towards the ceiling. Fully extend the back leg, keeping that right knee over the right ankle. Adjust a little if you need to. And then bring that back knee to the mat. Toes stay curled under. Gaze is forward. Inhale, take your imaginary beach ball towards the ceiling. Lift the heart long from the pubic bone to the base of the throat. And exhale. Bring your hands down the inside of the right leg. Walk that right foot a little bit more towards the outside edge of the mat. Bring that back knee up. And bring your left hand out beyond the edge of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, take your belly button towards the right. Lift that right arm up, stack the shoulders vertically. And if you can, come a little more. Open your heart towards the ceiling. Open up. Lift the back thigh off the mat, press through the heel. And exhale. Bring your hand back to the mat and drop the back knee and drop the toenails to the mat. Coming into a yin dragon variation here. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, allow that front knee to just melt away from the back knee. Feeling the work happening in the pelvic floor and the inside of the hips, maybe on the quad of the left leg. Continue to soften and relax into where you're feeling the work. And when we say soften, I think what we really mean, if you want to translate that to a physical action, is breathe into that place in the body and feel as though you're creating space, that your breath is separating cells one from another. Working with ligaments, we hold poses a little longer. When we're working with yin tissues of the body, the bones, the ligaments, and the fascia. And go ahead and walk that right foot in a little. Bring your hand to the outside of the right leg. Curl the back toes under, lift up. Reach that right or leg straight out behind you. Little toe pointing towards the floor. Foot is flexed. And exhale, bend the knee and twist to your right, pulling your right heel in towards your glutes. And exhale, reach it straight out behind you and bring it back to the mat. Drop both knees to the mat, come down into child's pose. Bring your forehead to the mat. Arms can be stretched out in front of you or they can be along your sides, palms up by your feet. Feel yourself completely relax here. Taking a few breaths. And feel the sensations in your body. You've been doing a bunch of work, creating movement in your physical form, and you'll feel the pulsations and sensations that has created moving through your body. So just become absorbed in it. Now when you're ready, go ahead and just stretch out all the way onto your belly and roll onto your back. I'm going to do it a little differently, so I am facing the camera, but come all the way onto your back. Draw your knees in, maybe rock left and right, back and forth, maybe make circles with your hips. Whatever's calling to you right now. If you're doing something with a direction, switch directions. And then let's go ahead and pause and extend the right leg all the way in front of you. Flex the foot, engage that leg like you're standing, and interlace your fingers around the left knee. And feel your hips. It might feel as though your right hip is a little more skewed down towards where the foot of your mat is. Square your hips off a little. Imagine that you were standing and you needed your hips to be a little more horizontally squared here. And then when you feel that, then let's draw the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Foot is flexed. And then try to keep the knee where it's at as you cactus your arms on either side of your head. With an exhale, slowly bring that left knee across the midline towards the right side of the body. Not very far across the midline. Keep that left buttock towards the mat. Inhale, bring the knee straight up. Create kind of a frog leg position. Knee, right angles with hip, knee, and ankle. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, let that leg kind of frog leg out to the left as you keep your right sit bone on the mat. Inhale, bring the leg back up. Point it straight up towards the ceiling like you're going to stand on the ceiling. And then bring your right and left hips to the midline and engage your core and use the core muscles to slowly, for the entire duration of an exhale, lower that left leg to the mat. And slowly bring the right knee in. When you're ready, interlace the fingers around that knee. Draw the hips parallel with the short end of the mat. Once you have that, start to pull that right knee in towards your right shoulder. Release your hands, but keep the leg where it's at. Exhale, slowly take the leg across the midline to the left, just a little across the midline. Inhale, bring it up and square off at right angles the hip, the knee, and the ankle. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, bring the leg out to the right. Keep the left buttock on the mat. Inhale, and point it straight towards the sky. Use the entirety of an exhale and your core to slowly let that right heel come down to the mat. Then go ahead and take your block, and we're going to take that block and put it and hold it between our feet. So on the wide ends of the block, the soles of your feet are resting on it. And then draw that block down to the mat, and then bring your upper body as close to your heels as you can. We're going to press into the block. The little toe side of our feet are resting on the floor. Bring your arms along your sides for bridge pose. Draw the shoulders a little under the back, palms are facing up, and take a nice deep inhale. And as you do, lift your hips off the mat. Press the feet into the block. Lift, lift, lift. Weight is on the arms, the neck is soft, and the weight is also being kind of, it's on the little toe sides of your feet, but you're really pressing into that block. And exhale, slowly come down. Lift the block to your hands. And then we're going to take the block, it's going to run longwise, kind of along with our mat. We're going to take it in this position and we're going to set it between the thighs, closer to the knees than to the V of our legs. And then bring your feet as far apart as you can and still hold on to the block. The feet should be parallel to each other. So I know for me that means I have to feel as though my big toes are actually pointing in quite a bit. Draw the shoulders under the back, position again for bridge pose. Take a nice deep inhale, press your thighs into the block as you lift off the mat. And now the weight's on the feet, the arms, and then we're pressing into that block. Heels are pressing away from one another. Thighs are inner spiraling in towards that block. Inner spiraling just means you're kind of, it's almost the sensation like you were going to try to propel the block out behind your legs. And then exhale, slowly come down, tuck your tailbone towards your heels, take that block and put it to the side. Cactus your arms on either side of your head, and then let's take our knees and roll them in towards our heart. Nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, let the knees fall to the left as you gaze to the right. If you need a little bit of height under the knees, if they're dangling, you can go ahead and put your block under the knees. But you want your right shoulder and your knees to be grounded. They shouldn't be floating. Take that right hip and draw it down from the waist. Again, feeling your hips kind of squaring off with the far end of your mat. Use an inhale, rock the knees back up. As you exhale, bring them to the other side. Look over the left shoulder. And always close your eyes if you can in a yoga practice, because when the eyes are closed, it takes away something that the brain can latch on and think about, which is all the images that are coming in through your eyes. Draw that left hip down from the left waist. Left side body should be nice and long. And inhale, bring the legs back up. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Bring your arms along your sides, palms down. Press into the earth as you draw left and right side body to core. Engage your core without gripping it, and use your exhale to slowly lower your legs to the mat. Press into the hands. And then find Shavasana here. If you're going to listen to one of your Yoga Nidra meditations, go ahead and get really comfortable before you start your recording. If you're going to go about your day or evening, go ahead and spend at least 5 minutes here, just relaxing. Allowing yourself to soak in the sensations of the body, enjoying a more silent mind, and just allowing a little more time to be and feel and allow before you go back to the doing and the thinking. Namaste.